Hi, Matthew here with Fclass Community Channel at the Western Championships sponsored by Prairie Gun Works. It is my pleasure today to introduce you to Eric Bisson, captain of the Canadian Fclass team for the 2017 Fclass World Championship being held at Connaught Range in Ottawa. Eric has achieved success in provincial, national, and international levels. Eric has won several provincial titles in the F Open class and is current 2013 Western Canadian F-Class Open champion. Eric was captain and is still captain and a shooting member of the winning team in both 2012, 2013, and now 2014 at the Western Canadian Championship, and proudly represents Canada as a member of the Canadian 2013 World F-Class Championship team in Raton. Eric, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Eric, could you briefly describe what team shooting is in F-Class?
Team shooting basically is individual shooters that would normally shoot F-Class, at these matches. We put together four-person teams. A lot of times these four-person teams compete at international matches as well. In a case like the world, these championships here, the teams were made up of a split team, which would be two F Open shooters, two FTR shooters. You always have a captain and a coach as well. Mm-hmm. So basically, team shooting is four shooters that get together with a coach, and you have a wind coach that basically calls wind. The team works together as a team to basically come up with the best score possible between your four shooters. Wind is called for you. Usually it's shot string. They can alternate between between shooters, yes. But like I said, in this match here, you would have two FTR shooters and two F Open shooters to basically combine scores and see who comes out on top.
Okay. How many people will be selected to compete in the national team in the 2017 F-Class World Championships in F Open and FTR?
And FTR, typically the two teams are separated. Here in Canada, the DCRA is basically only has one captain, and that captain is captain of both teams together. Not all countries do that, but some do. The entire team, I believe, is 33 people, 34 people. That's FTR and F Open together. There's 8 shooters on each team. 2 alternates. There's a captain. We have a captain for the whole team, though. Adjutants, head coaches. We have 2 head coaches per team, 2 line coaches per team and 1 head coach per team.
Okay, excellent. Now, as team captain, what are some of your responsibilities? It's such a big role to select the competitors that are going into our what would be a home country advantage for the World F-Class Championships.
Obviously the role that most people see, and I don't know if it's the biggest role, but it seems to be the biggest role, is obviously to choose a winning team. My role is much broader than that. Yes. The logistics of putting a team together, of raising money for the team, training, and all of that. Basically, it all falls under that. But selecting a winning team is kind of the forefront.
That's great. Yeah. Now, on an international, you've competed internationally. How many teams have in the last F-Class World Championship competed in the championship?
The last World Championships in Raton, New Mexico, had 18 countries represented.
18 countries.
There was, I believe, about 550 people in FTR and F Open. representing 18 countries at the World Championships.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
So it's not just Canada, but there's a lot of countries involved. It is mostly Commonwealth countries,
Yes,
yes,
that's right,
mostly
yes.
Commonwealth. Maybe what you can do is, could you highlight one of the most memorable moments on one of your recent team shoots at the past Western Championships or international competitions?
You know, there are all kinds of just great moments and fantastic experiences in team shooting. You know, I have to say, probably one of the most memorable was 2 years ago at the Stars and Stripes Challenge in Raton, New Mexico, where I mean, we're in New Mexico. It should be warm, and it was like 0 degrees, and the wind is blowing, and just, you know, we've got some fantastic pictures of our team doing great, you know, at shooting at long range, and you know, it's hard to pinpoint one. I enjoy team shooting so much, and that's why we get together every time we can.
Yes.
And you know, whether we shoot in Ottawa or we shoot in BC or in Alberta or in Sacramento or New Mexico or Phoenix, you know, we make it a point to put a team together and to just represent our country.
There's a lot of camaraderie between the team members.
A lot of it.
You know, a lot of joking.
Yeah, a lot of joking. That's the nice thing about you know, being on a team and competing with the same team and the same team members all the time, is we can just get down, we have our job.
And you can learn from each other as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and be on team, you grow skills.
Yes.
That you won't normally develop shooting as an individual.
Individually, absolutely.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's great. Now, is there some basic equipment or standard equipment for a competitor who's interested in competing or being a participant in trying out for the team? Well, is there something that they should consider and gauge for themselves first?
Yeah, you know, there certainly is. As far as a standard equipment, you know, Fclass uses a standard equipment, you know, basically for Fclass period. But I think as far as being a member on a national team, it's more than just standardized equipment. It's a minimum standard for equipment.
Yeah. Shooting a certain bullet weight.
Yeah, bullet weights, of course. I mean, we won't dig too deep into that. But there is bullet weights. You know, velocity ranges for FTR, for F Open that we are going towards. You know, like I said, as far as a minimum standard, the standard needs to be set high by each individual. Top-notch equipment.
Yes.
Like the best equipment that you can afford to put together is something that is needed at the international level. Okay. Yeah.
Now, what can competitors expect when they go to Connaught in Ottawa in 2017? What would the experience like? What was your experience like?
My experiences in Ottawa?
Yeah.
Fatigue.
Fatigue, okay.
You know, I mean, we're used to living at altitude, or at least I am. I live at altitude, you know, fairly high altitude, and you go there and fatigue comes through, you know, extreme heat and humidity, long days, very long days.
So physical
matches after supper.
Yeah, physical ability and physical training and endurance would be required to be on a team.
On the team, physical fitness is a must. Is a must.
Yes.
For sure.
Okay. Well, finally, how can team competitors, hopefuls, contact you about more information about joining the team or practices and tryouts?
Well, basically, we start out by getting everybody to send me an email just with a short bio of themselves, so I know who you are and where you're coming from and so on. And from there, we just set up, you know, we send out mail outs and set up training sessions And you know, as far as everybody needs to compete at a certain level to eventually be on the team.
Yes.
So showing up to these matches, you know, the Western Championships, Eastern Championships, Nationals, U.S. Nationals, anything down south that is of any size is a must, and showing up to training sessions as well.
Thank you, Eric, for your time. And for more information, please check the DCRA website for his email in order to contact him about the Fclass team that is going to the 2017 Fclass World Championship. Thank you for your time again, Eric. And remember to keep an eye on the flags and tight groups.